My friends love my stories about my dad because he's such an awesome guy but so stupid sometimes. Here's a recent story. My parents are snowbirds, winters in FL, summers in NJ. My mom typically flies back and forth, but my dad drives with their two dogs, a lab and a boxer. My dad refuses to pay full ticket price for them to fly. My mom is constantly yelling at my dad about keeping the dogs on their leashes when he walks them, especially when he's traveling and they are in an unfamiliar place. They get way too excited and will tear off running to investigate. He always yesses her to death, then does whatever the fuck he wants anyways. He's a man, so why she expected anything other than that I have no idea. While he was prepping for a recent trip from FL to NJ, she reminded him not to take the dogs off the leashes when he's walking them at rest stops or whatever, because the lab had been especially bad lately with running off and not responding when we called her to come back. He starts getting mad at her, saying, "Why do you always tell me this like I'm stupid? Like I don't know how to take care of my dogs?" He eventually leaves after they stop arguing and we think all is fine. Get a call later that night with an update as to how his drive was going. Here's what happened because of course my dad knows better than my mom and didn't listen. Dad stops to walk dogs at rest stop. Dad ignores the fact that it had been raining and the grass was puddly and muddy and lets dogs out of car with no leashes, probably while saying something dumb like, "Oh, I know my girls will listen to daddy and be good and not go in the mud." Like he always does. Stupid dad turns his back to light a smoke and sip his coffee. Dad turns back around and see Boxer behind him, sniffing the grass and moseying along. Does not see lab anywhere. Dad strolls around for a minute calling the lab. No response. Starts to get worried. She's a gorgeous example of a yellow lab, and he was worried someone might take her. Dad turns a corner to see Lab on her back in a huge mud puddle, wiggling around and wagging her tail furiously. Lab is covered in mud.